Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Welcome one and all to the home of the Matildas for round 11 of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria competition, the final game of this 11th round, as two sides looking to start to build a bit of momentum, kickstart their campaigns, get set to meet here in Melbourne's inner north. It's Melbourne Victory riding a 2-game winning run, playing host to a Bentleigh Greens outfit looking to get on the board for the first time in 2026. Get themselves some 3 points, and maybe they will hope kickstart their push to remain in the top flight for the current campaign. My name is Joey Lynch. Thank you ever so much for your company today on the NPL Victoria YouTube page, no matter where you happen to be tuning in from, be it here in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, or indeed anywhere around the world. It's been a bumper round of the NPLW Victoria already. Some crazy results yesterday, which we'll be able to take you through throughout the game. But this afternoon, it's the Melbourne Victory side off the back of a midweek win over what at the time was a top of the table Boroondara Eagles, a 3-2 win, albeit maybe they had to sweat a little more than they would have liked, going to a 3-0 lead, only to be pegged back with 2 goals. But they're playing host to Bentleigh Green side, looking to bounce back after suffering a 7-0 loss against Essendon last week. Take you through the sides before we get underway. A few changes for both. Natalie Pitchak starts in goal for Melbourne Victory. Her last start came back in round 7 when Victory's youth won the first ever Senol NPL Women's Victoria Derby against Melbourne City. In front of her, some more familiar faces: Mia Bulic, Jade Tam, Alice Franku, Anika Doveston, Fiorina Iaria, who got on the score sheet against Boroondara, Poppy O'Keefe, Jasmine Miller, who was also scoring against the Eagles, Rosie Curtis, after being an unused sub in yesterday's A-League Women's first leg semi-final against Melbourne City, Sienna Teixeira and Jessica Young. For the visitors, the Bentleigh Greens, they've also made a change in goal. Diana Bodolico starts between the sticks for the Greens. Started between round 5 and round 9. Did the 23-year-old, now back in the lineup today. Felicity Georgopoulos is in front of her. Freya Duffy makes her first start of the senior campaign. Paige Clemenson, Candela Ferreira-Bass, the former gold medalist, Olivia Woolacott, Belinda Stoichevsky, Yuka Sato, Angeliki Honduras, Georgia Liani, and Akasha Normington round out the 11. But right now, it's Melbourne Victory making an early attack, trying to fashion something down that right flank through to Chera, who hasn't featured in recent weeks. But we've seen the damage that she can do at this level, the former Box Hill player. Miller, some real good goal scoring form, has goals in back-to-back games. Jasmine Miller got a brace against Spring Hills last week and then followed that up with a goal against Boroondara. It's also in the score sheet in that win over Melbourne City, so she'll be one that the Greens will need to keep an eye on. As we see, just a minute in, early opportunity for Melbourne Victory from a corner. Jade Tam has gone across to take this one. Pretty much all hands on deck for the Greens, who are wearing their away kit, the white shirt, orange shorts, throwback to their days as Bayside United before they were merged with the Bentleigh Greens. Melbourne Victory, of course, wearing that all navy blue strip with the white chevron. Stoichevsky boots it long. Bounced in the Sato direction. She couldn't bring it in, but now she'll get another opportunity. Working against Tam. Good ball around the corner for Candela Ferreira-Bass on the left peg. And it's going to flash wide. Candela Ferreira-Bass, the only player in this Bentleigh Greens 11 with multiple goals on the campaign. She's got 2. Scored back in round 3 in a 3-1 loss to Boroondara, and round 5 in a 2-1 loss to Alamein. So she'll be, no doubt, hoping to provide some level of spark for her side, who got the ball back here on their attacking right flank. Undulas with the throw in. Hurls it forward. Ferreira Bass is there. Was hoping she'd done enough to win the corner. Thought she'd won a corner. Much to her chagrin, however, she turns around, sees the flag pointing into the penalty area and has to surrender the goal kick. Turnover by the Bentleigh Greens. Normington getting onto it, looking for a teammate in the middle. Ferreira Bass again in the vicinity. Comes to naught. And a decent start by Bentleigh. Had to defend the set piece, but now bouncing back and trying to respond. Doveston for victory. That's a good ball down the flank. Sets a teammate a task, but Chiara's up to it, keeping it in. Players now arriving in the penalty area. The left-footed delivery. Trying to flick it around the corner was Fiorina Iaria. Cleared away from her. Leading scorer on the park for both of these sides, the 19-year-old. Got a goal midweek against the Eagles as well. Her other 4 came in that win against Melbourne City back in round 7. Victory looking to recycle possession. Get the Greens out of their defensive shell, but Sato almost punishes them by forcing a turnover. Victory able to scramble and recover. Bullich is going to be set a task here to keep it in. One that she proves up to. Paige Clemenson coming across to keep her company. Rosie Curtis sending it forward. Overston got it to Poppy O'Keefe. Iaria, that's a great ball through. Surely this is the first goal, and it will be. Alice Franco, her second on the campaign, and less than 5 minutes in, 4 minutes 57 seconds on the big screen here at pitch 5 at the home of the Matildas. Melbourne Victory, they have their early breakthrough. Slicing and dicing their way through the Greens back line. And Alice Franco, the 18-year-old, no mistake. And Santi Escudero on that. In that Melbourne Victory dugout, probably could have drawn up a better start. 5 minutes in, a goal to the good in their quest to make it 3 straight. And if they were to get the 3 points today, Melbourne Victory, they would go to 7th. Realistically, they would go to 7th on the table. Only kept out of the top 6 by goal difference in those circumstances, albeit there is a scenario wherein if they win heavily enough, they do vault into the playoff places. Young plays the ball forward, again going down this right flank is Victory. Who can't come up with it on this occasion. Georgopoulos surrounded but kept her head. Normington tried to drive it up that left flank, but there's another turnover. Normington now doing some defending, trying to put her body between her marker and the ball. Goal kick for the Bentleigh Greens. So Akasha Normington able to ensure that her side will retain possession. Just her third start on the campaign. Akasha Normington, the 19-year-old, started round 2 and round 3, so it's been a while since she was part of the 11, no doubt looking to impress today. Doveston trying to flick something through for Miller, didn't come off. Poppy O'Keefe. Franco trying to work some combinations down that right flank, but it will roll out. Sato's attempt to head it forward doesn't come off. O'Keefe got it to a teammate in Franco. The Greens recover, get themselves a free kick just inside. No, throw in, I should say, just inside their own half. Ball over the top, Ferreira Bass gives chase. Go back to Pitchak, who had to get rid of it in a hurry, did so. Bullich keeps it along the turf for Poppy O'Keefe. Young. Splay a ball in behind. Sienna Teixeira gives chase. She's got decent speed. Able to keep it in. Lico gets a glove to it. Important one because you had players lurking. Victory come fourth once more. Rosie Curtis, good on the ball. Driving through to the byline. The cutback picked out. On their heels, though, are the Greens now, conceding in the 5th minute. Victory looking to double their advantage before the 10th. Yaria. One way and then the other. Try to get a left-footed ball in, but it's a good sliding challenge. It's enough to see her away. Little routine coming up for Victory. Tam sends it into the danger area. Cleared away, but not for long. Young intercepted and kept Victory in attack. Tam once more. Trying to flick it on at the top of the box, but the offside flag has been raised. Chevsky lofts it out to the right. Clemenson gets on it, tried to keep it in and flick it forward for Ferreira Bass. Angles were closed down. Victory forced to surrender the throw in as they defended. Falls to Ferreira Bass on the left foot. Boot comes in, preventing her from finding a teammate. Who wants the second ball? Victory does, coming up with it. Young. Set out to Franco, the goal scorer, in just the 5th minute of play. Curtis. Tam. Comes under some fierce pressure from Sato. Is able to escape it. O'Keefe. Got it to Miller. Ball in behind, but no one running onto it of the Melbourne Victory persuasion, and Diana Bonaliko can comfortably claim it and take her time to figure out what she wants to do, which is go long to Yuka Sato. Victory again, immediately winning it back. Tam, crossfield pass. Sienna Teixeira. Looking for the byline. Whipped in. Got away from her. You could see her frustration in the background. Pushing the back wall as Bonaliko makes the claim at her near post. No teammates in the vicinity. Clemenson tried to flick it on. Bentleigh appealing for it. Thought it should have been theirs. Assistant referee in disagreement. multiple greens trying to intercept, but the header is only goes so far as Victory's midfield. Francouz. Cross in towards the top of the box. Poked clear. Only as far as Doverston. Nick Doverston trying to get it out to that left flank. Picked out. And Victory will have the throw. Sato getting away from Mia Bulic. Stachevski, first time ball, goes central. Georgopoulos laid it off for a teammate. They can't get out of their own half, the Bentleigh Greens. Yaria's attempt to drag it back and find a teammate. Picked out, and Bottalico claims it, but they continue to knock on the door. Melbourne Victory doing a good job of spending extended periods inside the Bentleigh Greens half. And they'll launch their latest foray forward here down the left. And then go down the right when that doesn't prove fortuitous. Curtis. It's a good ball. Picks out a teammate. And now the switch is on right to left. The ball across the face of goal. Francouz is there. Can she go back and get it? She'll lay it off. Young couldn't get a shot off. The Greens desperately scramble it clear. Tam gets on it for Melbourne Victory. The skipper. Doverston out to Curtis. Bit of space on the right. Players await the delivery. It comes in. Good intervention at the back post by the Greens. Sees the danger away. Tam kept it along the turf for Poppy O'Keefe. Got it out to Miller on the left. The ball at the top of the box. Poppy O'Keefe lays it off. The shot comes in. 2-0. Melbourne Victory have been huffing. They have been puffing. And they finally get that second goal through Sienna Teixeira. In what is just the 16th minute of this contest. Melbourne Victory well on their way to picking up a third win in the space of a week. 2-0 over the Bentleigh Greens here at the home of the Matildas. And well, Bentleigh Greens, they did have just a 2-1 defeat against Keilor Park a few weeks ago down at Kingston Heath. Other than that, it's been some rather large blowouts in their last few games. Mentions the 7-0 loss against Essendon last week. There was a 5-1 defeat against Melbourne City, 5-1 against Avondale, 7-0 against Bulleen. In the aftermath of that goal, assuming a bit of a huddle on the edge of their penalty area. Ferreira Bass in there, some of the leaders. No doubt just trying to regather themselves. 2 goals in the opening minutes, just try to stem the bleeding. Shut down what has been an excellent start by Melbourne Victory. We're going to come fourth once more. As Francouz had time to look up, try to find a teammate, but probably not enough mustard on it to get it all the way through to Jess Young. Young making her 6th appearance on the campaign. She started all of them. Got a goal back in round 10 in Melbourne Victory's 4-1 win over Spring Hills. Stoichevski gets in the road, deflects it away. Foot race is on. Victory throw in over on that far right side. Curtis. Bit of a hospital ball, but no Bentleigh Greens players in the vicinity to punish it. On occasion, Paige Clemenson was in the area, and the subsequent pressure is enough to get the visitors throwing of their own. Right flank goes in the Sartho direction. She has it immediately stolen away from her. Bullich hurls it forward. Doverston surrounded. She battles with Yuka Sato before the ball is cleared away. Chested down by Ferreira Bass. Ball stays in. It was probably O'Keefe applying the pressure to the former gold medalist, Clemenson. Has to dig deep to try to get that return pass. She does. Ball up for grabs at the top of the box. Players arriving. None before Rosie Curtis for Melbourne Victory. She clears it away, and now there's a bit of space to operate in transition for Victory if they can be quick. Ball in behind. Foot race on. Jasmine Miller there for Victory. Faces Goldwood. Stoichevski working against her one way and then the other, the young attacker, before she lays it off. Chera, the goal scorer, she thinks better of going into the penalty area as Victory try to work it around the edge of the 18-yard box. Duffy retreating. Working very hard to try to win the ball back, Duffy. And in the end, doing enough for the goal kick. Curtis trying to drive forward once more. She isn't opposed to going on those runs. Has spent some time in the midfield as well, Rosie Curtis, as well as the back line, so has the techers to do so. Not the most fruitful of attempts on that occasion, though, as the dangerous repulsed and the Greens moved the ball into their attacking third. Paige Clemenson, she kept running. Made sure that Pitchak had to keep the play moving in a hurry. The Victory keep their heads. Franku. With Miller, her touch takes it away from Stoichevski, but has it taken it away from her? Well, no, she did keep it in, but such was the effort and speed, she had to chase that one down. Not in a position to drag it back and find a teammate. Sato flicks it on. Duffy is in the vicinity for the Greens. So is Jade Tam for Melbourne Victory. Curtis spears it out to the right. And she gets it back. Young. Franku. Switch of play is on for Victory as they go from right to left. Tam gets it to Mia Bullich, who cuts inside. Franku gives it back to Bullitt. She'll wind up on that right peg. And looked somewhat threatening off the boot, but was always rising, maybe flashing wide as well. And the score will remain Melbourne victory 2, the Bentleigh Greens 0. Young does well to get the ball out from under her feet. That's where it ended. Bullitt fresh off having that shot. Will Doveston, victory again on the edge of the 18-yard box, looking for the cutback now, but nobody meeting it. It's a good delivery. It was just sitting up there begging for someone to hit it. Instead, Yuka Sato collected it, but victory, as they've done on a number of occasions, locking it in, and Nika Doveston with that attempt, which closer than the preceding one from Mia Bullitt, but Diana Bonaliko is able to gratefully watch it sail over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. So, past the halfway mark of this opening stanza here at the home of the Matildas. Alice Franku and Sienna Teixeira with goals that mean that it is Melbourne victory 2, the Bentleigh Greens 0. It's the last of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria Round 11 fixtures. Other games this week. Bulleen getting a 2-1 win over Boroondara in the Benito Club derby. As we're also going to see an early change from the Bentleigh Greens. Kate Bennett coming on very early for Georgia Giuliani, so didn't look to be in too much pain coming off, it looked like. Hopefully she hasn't done herself an injury. Albeit she's got her head in the subs bib over in the Greens dugout, so hopefully that's not due to pain. Meanwhile, Katia Taranto has come on for the Greens as well, so it was in fact a double change here in the opening 20 minutes. Franco back to Curtis. Greens need to adjust after that early change. Tam. Duffy stood off her, gave her a bit of time. Time she used to spear this ball down the left flank, but Taranto able to, well, Taranto has the assistant referee's flag come to her aid, offside. Bouncing ball. And over the top of everybody, Tam recovered. Jack sends it out to the right flank. Sets a task for Teixeira, but one that she's up to meeting. Back to Curtis. Franco. No one making the overlapping run initially, so she had to hold it. That'll be a free kick, possibly a yellow card. It almost looked like she wanted to go home with a souvenir. Such was the nature of that shirt pull. Doverston. Bullich getting up from her position at left back. Bring it back onto her right foot. Sends it goalward. Didn't test Bentleigh as the Greens got numbers in the road. Curtis somehow manages to find a way to flick that ball to a teammate. Cut back to Franco. Her shot's blocked. Players falling over each other, getting each other's way. Eventually it's cleared away. O'Keefe. Could see what she was thinking there. Wanted to spring, see her to chair into space in behind. Just a bit too much on it, maybe a bit too central as well. And Bentleigh will extract a few seconds off the clock as well before bending down to pick that one up. And boots it forward. Duffy around the corner. Clemenson desperately giving chase. Mia Bullich got in her way and in the end drew the free kick. Poppy O'Keefe for Miller, has it poked clear from her. O'Keefe again. Rosie Curtis. Some space on this flank to operate in for Melbourne Victory, but they're unable to take advantage of it. Kate Bennett, the first half substitute, takes the throw in. Ferreira Bass does well to get around O'Keefe. Space for Clemenson on this right flank. Paige Clemenson, high ball into the box. Ferreira Bass underneath it. Heads it goalward. But not quite the amount of power it needed, and Pitchak claims it. Springs victory forward pretty quickly, trying to catch the Greens with numbers in their attacking third. Bouncing ball. Taranto just got ahead on it. Important because Chera was lurking. Stochevsky to Georgopoulos. Continuing to keep the play moving, Woolacott was. And the Greens will surrender possession, but get themselves a bit of breathing space. Just past the half an hour mark out here at the home of the Matildas. Melbourne Victory 2, the Bentleigh Greens 0. And here comes the latest attack from the hosts. Chera, space on this left flank. Left-footed delivery towards the back peg. Over the top of Franco. Yaria kept it in. And in the end, Windsor side a corner kick. She was working against Normington and induced the defender into making that last touch. So now we got Jade Tam, as she did in the opening exchanges, jogging forward to whip this one in. Everybody bar Yuka Sato back for the Bentleigh Greens. Yaria makes the darting run. It's ignored. Instead it goes to Poppy O'Keefe on a decent angle to whip something in. Players flew in all directions. Obviously Woolacott thought it last came off a Bentleigh Green as she Didn't let it go out. Now Young, shielding the ball from Clemenson. Francouf will wind up. But it was always rise in. And it will be another goal kick for the visitors. Victory senior side, of course, playing yesterday at Amy Park. Their A-League women's side falling to a 1-0 defeat in the first leg of their semi-final against Premiers and Derby foes Melbourne City. Second leg of that contest to take place next week down at Casey Fields. The winner on aggregate from those two contests progressing through to a grand final. If Melbourne City are the ones to do so, they'll host it at Amy Park. If Melbourne Victory pull off the comeback, they will travel to face either the Brisbane Roar or Wellington Phoenix in the decider. Those two belligerents set to stage their first leg of their semi-final later this afternoon up at Spencer Park in Queensland before the return leg in New Zealand next week. Bev Priestman back in football and looking to guide Wellington to their first trophy, men's or women's football. Paige Clemenson, ball ricocheted up off her boot into her hands. Victory wanted the infringement. Instead, they'll win the ball back instead. That's not the best of attempts in behind. Stochevsky has been ever present ever since she returned from suspension in round 6. Debuted in round 4. Got a red card. Had to call her jets for another week. Poppy O'Keefe gets it back from Tam, does O'Keefe. A footed ball to Anika Doveston. Ball intended for Franco, got past her, and Bennett will just watch it roll over the touchline for a goal kick. Young tried to find a teammate instead, surrounded by 4 players in white shirts, coughed it up. Sato's not going to be able to get on to the end of that one. All over the top, Sato and Tam giving chase. The former does very well to actually get a touch on it and keep it in, but Tam perhaps anticipating that. First onto the inbound ball. Sent back by Woolacott. Now the Greens trying to work it in behind to Ferreira Bass. Connection not quite there. And a foul will prevent Clemenson from turning and heading goalward. Curtis feinted the pass to lose Sato and then carried it forward. Ball played in behind. Bentleigh came a long way, but she got onto the ball. Confident sliding claim. And sends it forward in the Ferreira-Bass direction. Bounces away from her. Tam loops it back forward. Only as far as Georgopoulos. Green's ball inside Melbourne Victory side of the pitch. Sato. Close down from behind by O'Keefe, but she's still able to turn, gain a few metres before winning the throw-in. Japanese midfielder. Spent time with Bulleen previously, as well as Auckland over in New Zealand. Bennett can have another throw in, no. Well, she could have if she wanted to. Instead, Felicity Georgopoulos will be given the honours. Just about 6 minutes of regulation plus stoppages remaining in this opening half. Ball flicked in. Sato is there. Stood up, levelly back heel. Ferreira-Bass finds the side netting. Ferreira-Bass, though, she's had a couple of early shots and now maybe Bentleigh's best chance of this game. Certainly working the ball into one of their more threatening positions. The attacker unable to just drag it back and get it inside that near post. Sato trying to just nip in and steal it away from Doveston, but the young midfielder able to keep the play moving, and now Victory getting forward in transition. The Greens retreating. Pokes it clear, but only as far as Franco. Whips it in. Miller got the touch. Bentleigh came out to smother it. Now holding the play up. Ferreira-Bass waiting for the teammates to come forward. One of them is Yuka Sato. Has the ball stayed in? It has. Switch of play. Chera found some space. Taranto has to retreat quickly. Make a contest of it. Ball comes in. They got in the way of Bentleigh, and they're going to be punished for it. The ball spills out. And it's 3-0 Melbourne Victory. Just a mix-up at the back, the sort of things that can occur when you're retreating and not able to assume your defensive shape. And with just minutes remaining in this opening half, Melbourne Victory, they get the third. They have been consistently working the ball into areas of the park that could produce it, and then finally it has come. Can't say they aren't good value for it. Can the Greens immediately respond through Sato? Not on that occasion. Jake Tam to Chera, first time ball. And Victory make it 4 before the half-time break. Miller was denied moments ago as she tries to cut the ball back from the left foot. Stochesky did very well to marshal her, and then Mullicott just able to find a bit of space, a bit of territory. Give her time to reset for this throw-in. And a much more commanding header on that occasion sees the ball cleared away for a corner. So right in front of the scoreboard that shows 2.5 minutes of regulation remaining. It's taken short to Poppy O'Keefe, who gets it to Jess Young. The Greens step up, close down the angles. Tam switches across to Franku. She's going to wind up, keeps it along the turf, and awkward bouncing shot. Flashes just wide of the goals. And the Greens survive to take the goal kick. Clemenson comes a cropper. Already seen the Greens make a double substitution in this opening half. Hopefully not going to need to make another one. Clemenson looks to, fortunately, while holding her head, she's back up to her feet. Good to see. Sucking in a few big ones, trying to recover. And the trainer won't be called for. He can take a seat back in the dugout. Thumbs up from Clemenson to the bench. Shows she'll be good to continue as we are in the final minute of regulation here at the home of the Matildas. Just added time to come before the halftime break following that. Flick towards Ferreira Bass. Bring it in. Big coming together. But Teixeira, the stronger of the bodies, turns, flicks it forward for Miller. Step over as she attacks the byline and cuts it back inside. And then a rather tepid, well, maybe a cross, maybe it turns into a shot halfway through the motion. Regardless of what it was, it ended up as a comfortable claim for the Greens keeper, who boots it away, only as far as O'Keefe. She can't wrangle it in. Yuka Sato was there, but with both players slipping and sliding. It's poked away by Jess Young, and Victory will reset and reload. There are a few slippery sections out there on pitch 5 at the home of the Matildas, a few areas that built up a bit of water during some of the rainstorms we had before kick-off. Grey skies continue to loom overhead, but the heavens has yet not to open during the game itself. I've had heavy rain throughout the day here in Melbourne though. Paige Clemenson trying to tee up Ferreira Bass, who's going to go to work against Rosie Curtis. Curtis sends the ball out for a throw-in on that left attacking flank. And that will be all for this opening stanza here at the home of the Matildas. A opening 45 minutes, which concludes with the hosts, Melbourne Victory, heading to the sheds with a 3-0 lead. They struck inside the opening 5 minutes, doubled their money soon after that, and then with just less than 10 or so minutes remaining in the half, struck once more, capitalising on a mix-up at the back by the Greens to give themselves a rather comfortable cushion heading into the sheds. A margin that should see them to 3 points and at least, well, equal share of 6th, albeit goal difference will keep them out of the playoff places likely. Greens, they will look to rebound, get on the score sheet. We have seen them pop up and grab goals in their recent games, even if they did turn into defeats, so that will be one of the main aims for the visitors, no doubt. You'll have about 15 minutes or so until we resume hostilities, though, at the home of the Matildas. Sure to join us on the other side of the break for all the action from the second half. Welcome back, one and all, to the home of the Matildas for the second half of this round 11 clash in the Senol NPL Women's Victoria season between Melbourne Victory and the Bentleigh Greens. If you are just joining us, is the hosts Melbourne Victory, wearing their navy blue strips, kicking from left to right of your screen in this second stanza that holds onto a 3-0 lead as play gets underway. Spreading their goals out throughout the opening half and taking a comfortable cushion into the second 45 of this one. The Bentleigh Greens wearing their away kits, the white tops, orange shorts, orange socks, kicking from right to left of your screen in this second half. Looking to rebound, looking to respond, if nothing else, looking to at least ensure that they get on the score sheet. Blanked by the Essendon Royals last week in a 7-0 defeat, hoping to at least trouble Melbourne Victory keeper Nat Pitchak in the second half. But it is Melbourne Victory making the early foray forward. I believe that Stoichevski, the skipper of the Bentleigh Greens, forced to just come across and put that ball out into touch. So much as was the case in the first half, we will start with a Melbourne Victory corner over on that far cemetery side of the pitch. And once more it is Jade Tam running across to take it for Melbourne Victory. In swinging, ball sent in, it's flicked on inadvertently by a defender, fell to Jess Young at the back post. She has a shot charged down. So it will be another corner, albeit this one now from the facility side here at the home of the Matildas, pitch 5. From the attacking right flank of Melbourne Victory. Again, it's Tam that will take it, this time an outswinger from her right boot. The runs are made, ball delivered to the top of the box, falls. Who wants the second ball? It is the Greens that seize upon it, trying to play it in behind for Yuka Sato, but it was well judged in flight and cleared away. And that will afford Victory an opportunity to get back and get some numbers around the ball to defend. Tam plays it central. Abbas gives chase, but Franco was there to clean up. Probably not the safest of balls from the Victory skipper, but not punished. That's not the best pass either, and that one will result in a turnover. Ferreira Bass carrying the ball across, looking to find a teammate. She had Clemenson and Duffy in the vicinity, but unfortunately for Bentleigh, the former had just strayed into an offside position. And O'Keefe, I think she's taken it quickly. She has. Didn't like what was in front of her, so instead she'll recycle it back to her centre backs. Bullich keeps it along the turf, looking for Doveston. Found her. Yaria. Giving chase, working against Stoichevski. Brings it back inside. And lays it off. Doveston. To Curtis. Switch of play is on potentially for Tam. That's where it goes. Teixeira's calling for her on the right. Instead, the ball is looped across to the left flank. Headed away. Natia Taranto, who came on as a substitute just about the 20-minute mark of the opening stanza with the defensive work. Young. Surrounded, so she sends the first time ball back to Mia Bullich. Bullich gets away from Sato before being bundled over by Ferreira Bast. That will be a free kick, just about on the halfway line. So the Greens have played a few players very much up front. Now they've turned to Sato there, potentially just hoping to use her pressing ability to prevent Melbourne Victory from having it all their own way as they look to build out from the back. Shearer now on the ball. Normington getting across to provide the pressure. And Woolacott getting in on the act as well as Alice Frank, who can't find a way inside for Melbourne Victory. Rera Bass tried to find Sato, put it behind her. Tam. Curtis kept it along the turf for Teixeira. Poppy O'Keefe. Young. Victory keep the play moving well. Right to left. Yara. He gets Taranto. Both players are peeling for it, and it will go the way of the Bentleigh Greens. So good defending from the right back. Not, however, the best throw in. Did it even go in? Oh no, we got an injury here. Well, the ball did not go in. So the Greens will retain it. Now Stachewski takes it. She gets the ball in bounds. Battle ensues. Poppy O'Keefe winning possession for Victory, playing it back to Rosie Curtis. Teixeira. Looking against Bennett. Bennett tries to force her wide, loses her footing. Duffy flicks it across to Clemenson. Paige Clemenson boots it out in front of it, tries to turn on the Jets. Leah Birch did well to go with her. And then she had Annika Doveston in support. Feels for offside. Assistant wasn't having a bar of it. And then Clemenson was coming back from an offside position, so she just has to apologetically watch that one roll beyond her, and it's a comfortable collection for Nat Pitchak. So Melbourne Victory looking like they're on their way to 3 points. We're going to keep pace with the race for the top six. As it stands, they'll move to 7th, kept out of the playoff places on goal difference. They're going to get inside Miller. She's been scoring for fun as of late, but won't add to her tally on that occasion. Monaliko getting out to smother her attempt to chip it. And Victory will have to content themselves with a corner. Results from around the grounds this week. Bulleen beating Boroondara. Alamein getting an important 1-0 win over Spring Hills. Essendon and Preston. Keeler and South Melbourne both playing out draws. Bizarre game out at Casey Fields. Melbourne City losing 9-3 to Heidelberg. And then Avondale getting a big scalp, a 1-0 win over Box Hill. As Tam drives this ball in, it will fall. The effort not the best off the boot of Fiorina Iaria. And it looks as though another change is being prepared by the Bentleigh Greens. Medina Ali has the bib off, preparing to come on. 20-year-old forward. Has 1 goal so far this season. And now Victory through. Can they make it 4? No. Bonaliko comes up again. She's had to make some big saves throughout this contest, and she's made 2 in quick succession now. And her efforts will ensure that Ali will enter this game in place of Freya Duffy, with the scores still at 3-0. Ali signed from Ringwood City in the off-season. It's her 9th appearance on the campaign. She's made 3 starts. That goal that I mentioned coming back in round 4 against Spring Hills. Franco around the corner. Ali getting onto the ball, working with Sato. Scooted away from Ferreira Bass. Tam to Curtis. Spearing it forward. Miller, no, watching it sail over her head and out of reach. Spotalico comes up comfortably with it. See a bit of confidence now in the Bentleigh Greens goalkeeper. A couple of big saves coming out to claim it. Now Clemenson giving chase, flicked onwards. Normington trying to keep the play alive for the Bentleigh Greens. Did so. Ferreira Bass off the crossbar. Where does the ricochet go? Goes to the top of the box. Victory can't clear. Ferreira Bass again. She goes down. Waved away. So Victory survived the scare. Looked to break quickly. Miller. She's got 2 in 2. Does she go herself or look for a teammate? Miller one way and then the other. Looks for goal. Charged down. Bit of excitement at both ends. O'Keefe. Back to Rosie Curtis. Maybe Victory's just going to slow things down. Take a breath. Take a Bowser. And that one looks to perhaps rolled out on that far side. Indeed, it has for a Bentleigh Greens throw-in. And Stoichevsky, the skipper, across to hurl it in. Over the head of Clemenson. Ferreira Bass, she keeps running. She will not stop running. Almost won the gold medal back in 2017 with Southern United. Well travelled. Probably quicker to name the NPLW club she hasn't spent some time with. Widely respected veteran. Tam to Curtis. Young's attempt to find Teixeira on the right. Charge down. Bennett. Able to keep that one in. Apologetically holds the hand up to her teammates as Victory get the throw in. Miller. Ooh, big coming together. Unless Franco comes a cropper. Ends her side a free kick. So it wasn't all for naught. Up on her own power, which is good to see. She'll try to walk it off as Jade Tam comes up to take this one. Imagine she'll be looking for the run of a teammate. 3-player wall though for the Bentleigh Greens. Slide rule pass across. Out to the right, to Chera. Here's Bennett. Bennett doesn't allow her to send the ball in, so she goes back to Tam. Lofts it up towards the back post. Nodded goalward by Miller. But it wouldn't have counted had her line and length been right. The offside flag was raised. So substitutes from both sides up and warming up, ready to come on if needed, albeit Bentleigh only has the 2 outfielders remaining on their bench, Lara Smith and Sophia Cuba. It's going to get past Stoichevsky. Well, Victory have 4 players forward. Scoots away, charge down again, Botalico. And she's made to pay for that one, but She is having herself a second half. Diana Bottalico came across from the Essendon Royals in the off-season. As mentioned, she hasn't started for a fortnight. She was on the bench last week against the Royals, but certainly standing up to be counted in this second 45. As Tam prepares this delivery to the top of the 6-yard box, everybody flies, nobody gets it. Falls to Young. Deflects off a green, and as you were, we'll have another corner. So the Greens flooding their 6-yard box. Number of players in there. That's where the delivery goes as well. Is it cleared off the line? It is. Before then being bundled over. So the continued pressure from Melbourne Victory eventually pays heed. Denied it the first time of asking, not the second. And Melbourne Victory on the hour mark have their fourth. The changes will be swung as well. As Teixeira makes way, Rosie Curtis makes way, and Jess Young makes way. And Tarrant, Emily Rutkowski, and we'll try to and Catherine Moore will all enter the fray with their side. 4 goals to the good. Sato. It will be disheartening for the Greens to concede, especially from a set piece. They have had their moments here in the second half. Ferreira Bass coming closer. She did on a few times in the opening stanza to find in the net, hitting the crossbar. Miller. Trying to keep the ball away from Taranto. Defender got a boot in. Sent it out for a throw. Big challenge. Second big challenge. Kowski thinks she has a throw in. Doesn't see that the referee is pointing in the opposite direction. Bullich. Back to Tam. Bobby O'Keefe. Franco. Ali comes in with the challenge. Kowski's throw in. See the intent there. Trying to just free Franco towards the byline for the cutback, but execution lacking. And instead it's going to be a goal kick. Sato working, battling, I should say, with Poppy O'Keefe. Does really well, that left-footed delivery for Clemenson. Can't get a boot, so it wouldn't have counted had she proven able to. As the flag once more goes up. Clemenson onside on this occasion. coming under pressure from Emily Rutkowski, who's been busy since she came on the hour mark. And now Miller once more. Jasmine Miller forced to go back and get it. Rutkowski winds up. And drags it to the left-hand side of that near post. Goal kick immediately turns into a throw-in for victory. Which in turn turns into a corner. So victory's fourth, delivered from a set piece, albeit that corner came from the opposite side. Is this where they find their fifth? Tam will swing it in from the far side. Victory getting a lot of numbers around the 6-yard box on this occasion. The runs come. All look to be sent towards the near post. Couldn't beat the first defender. Ali gets it forward to Sato. He's just going to boot it into space. And all right, the foot race is on. Who's got the Jets? In the end, Erin Tarrant had the body awareness to just work a player underneath it and then turn. Now maybe a bit of space on this right flank. Ioria, she's got options in the middle. Onto the left foot, going herself and unable to bring it back. He can get a clean pass away. Neither could victory. Sato now. Just dig the ball forward into the path of Ferreira Bass. Couldn't quite pull it off. Poppy O'Keefe. Touch to take it away from Georgiopoulos. Bentleigh the Green showing good hustle to win the ball back in the midfield. Ball over the top. Just out of the reach of Ferreira Bass. As mentioned, as it currently stands, victory up into 7th on the live ladder as Rutkowski carries the ball forward. And she'll look for goal only to find the side netting. And it could be, well, the 5th goal would be important for Melbourne victory. As it currently stands, their goal difference sits at +3. 25 goals scored, 22 against. 6th placed Alamein, who are also currently on 19 points on the live ladder. Their goal difference is +4. 14 goals scored, 10 conceded. So if victory could get another one, they would move level on points and goal difference with Alamein and would vault them on the table on the 3rd tiebreaker, being goals scored. So a 5-0 win would be enough for victory to move into the playoff places on goal difference. That would Well, regardless of the goal difference, that would leave them 2 points back of 5th placed South Melbourne. The Greens coming down the right again through Clemenson. She's worked ever so hard today. And on that occasion, she's going to do enough to win her side a corner, so an opportunity to get some numbers forward for the Greens. Indeed, with what we're going to assume is a win today, 20 minutes left, up 4-0. Victory will move to within a game of the four of the sides sitting 1 through 4th on the table. Bulleen, Box Hill, Essendon and Boroondara all sitting on 22 points, all with 7 wins, 1 draw and 3 losses. It's tight at the top. Ball delivered towards Sato at the top of the box. Met it in stride with a volley, but getting underneath it. And it's going to be a goal kick. And Melbourne Victory will use this opportunity to make another change. Sienna Saveska, who was also an unused substitute in Melbourne Victory's first leg semi-final loss to Melbourne City yesterday, will get at least some minutes this weekend as she comes on with 20 left, or 20 or so left in this game. Franco on that left flank, closed down by Belinda Stoichevsky, who's going to put the boot in, send it out for another corner. And Jade Tam will not be on set-piece duties for this one. Fresh onto the park. Sienna Saveska will take it. She came on, by the way, for Fiorina Yara. You probably saw it on your screens coming off right in front of our broadcast position on the halfway line. Saveska's delivery. It's a good one. Players flying. Greens clear it away. Sato working in a 2 against 1. Made a good account of herself. Ali now up in support. She sold a bit of candy by Pitchak. Well, the ball goes to Poppy O'Keefe. Carrying it forward, there's some space to operate in. Saveska onto the left, Sienna Saveska. Didn't quite make the contact she would have wanted. So highly rated. Saveska has had some issues with injury and the like. Looks like Victoria have just submitted the paperwork to make another change as well. We didn't really observe any stoppage time at the end of the opening stanza. Might augur similar to the end of this one, so possibly just about 16 and a half minutes or so remaining. That's what the scoreboard here at pitch 5 at the home of the Matildas says. Massive bodies around the ball. Sato tries to burst through. Didn't come off. Ferreira Bass in there as well. Normington played at central. The Greens can't find those connections that they need. Paige Clemenson stuck a boot out. Sends it into touch. Kowski down the flank. Stoichevsky in the road. Ferreira Bass flicks it around the corner for Ali. Looks for Clemenson on the right. She pointed where she wanted Yuka Sato to go, but was charged down. And that will be Clemenson's final contribution as she just steps off the park. Lara Smith has come on for her. Just see behind play, Clemenson doubled over, hands on her knees. As I mentioned, she really has run hard today. Victory, meanwhile, working the ball onto the right, have a bit of space. Sienna Silvestre on it. Looping ball forward for Jasmine Miller. Scooted away from her. Smith came in to provide the defensive pressure. You could immediately hear, though, the cries of appreciation from Sienna Silvestre's teammates when she played that ball. Well, Jade Tam, somewhat theatrically, hurls the armband across to Erin Tarrant as she makes way. Cries of switch from Victory. Eventually they do. Silvestre, well, she was the intended recipient. Nika Regev, by the way, has come on in place of Tam. And number 23 took the throw in. Silvestre to the left. Ball loops up after her cross was challenged. Rutkowski along the turf. Bodolico gets behind it. So Victory still being frustrated in their search for a fifth that would move them into sixth place on the table. Miller plays at central. O'Keefe cleans up. Regev. Has it poked away by Sato. Recovers. Getting it to Erin Tarrant. Yeah, Bullich sends it out to the left flank where it's intercepted. Ferreira Bass. Shield it from Mia Bullich. It's away from her, and it's going to be Green's ball. Corner kick. Here in the 79th minute, so just over 10 minutes of regulation remaining at the home of the Matildas. Melbourne Victory 4, the Bentleigh Greens 0. Victory moving up into 7th. Need one more goal to make it 6th. High ball in, big pack forms. As though Olivia Woolacott was the intended recipient. Where did that ball go? Ricocheting, everybody's trying to figure it out. Woolacott gets onto it. Ali's ball around the corner. Sato in the vicinity. And Georgopoulos as well, but it's Victory that comes up with it. Bullich just takes her time. Back to Pitcher. Came into the lineup for Chloe McKenzie today, and it looks like she's going to keep a clean sheet. Just about 10 more minutes remaining until she can make certain of that. Seveska. Left-footed ball out, but that one too far away from the run of Alice Franco. Torenzo trying to bustle forward, had support eventually in the form of Sato. Lead trying to come through, couldn't make contact. Victory clean up. And Tarrant, Pitchak, not the best touch. Had time to recover before Ferreira Bass could strike. Yeah, Bullich, she's coming under some serious pressure from Sato. Back to the keeper. He says, right, let's get it out of here. Long ball forward. And the flag will go up, so this attack will be called back. Exchanges here at the home of the Matildas taking place in the last of the afternoon sun. The grey clouds have cleared. That ball's going to sneak through. Who's going to get there first? Well, players coming from all directions. Regev in the end had to sacrifice her body to clear it before being cleaned up by her own keeper in Pitchak. Probably the correct call though, as safety is always the better part of valor down there. So Melbourne Victory, well, continuing to try to overhaul Alamein on the table today with a 5th goal. They can make it somewhat redundant next week, given that they will travel to face Alamein in round 12 of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria season, or alternatively, Alamein can see off the threat and move clear of them. Should be a good contest, that one. The Bentleigh Greens, meanwhile, they will travel to BT Connor Reserve to take on the Preston Lions. To defend Sienna Seveska here, successfully as it turns out. Danger though not cleared. Regev to the top of the box, trying to play the 1-2 with Seveska. Players fly. And they're at the top of the box waiting to be claimed. Victory do so. Seveska on that left boot. Look at it, goal! And again, Diana Bottolico, as she has done throughout this second stanza, coming up with a save to frustrate Melbourne Victory. Tipping that one first onto the crossbar and then out. Corner kick. Seveska to swing this one in on her left foot. Rodrigo punches into her own teammate, again cleared off the line. Just checking, yes, the assistant hasn't signalled that it's a goal, so play on. Saveska denied. Well, I'm sure she would have tried to claim an Olympico. Brought down at the top of the box, wanted a free kick. Hand goes in the air, none forthcoming. Hitchcock's come a long way out. And she imbued Yuka Sato with a bit of energy to try to chase that one down. Couldn't do so. Stoichevsky boots it clear. Other games next week, of course, all available on the NPL Victoria YouTube page. Box Hill going to bounce back from their defeat against Avondale. They'll host Keilor Park. Spring Hills will host new top of the table side, the Bulleen Lions, as the flag goes up. South Melbourne will face Melbourne City. Heidelberg will face Essendon. Boroondara will look to bounce back from what is now 2 straight defeats when they welcome Avondale to their turf. So it's 1 through 4 in the Senol NPL Women's Victoria table, all sitting on 22 points. All on the same wins, draws and losses, just goal difference separating them. It really is a tight league as we approach its 3rd month. As that ball is snuck through, Jasmine Miller giving chase. Wants to continue to add to her impressive goal scoring tally in recent weeks, but the flank denying her. "86.5 minutes gone here on the scoreboard. At the home of the Matildas, not long to go. Victory, not that much longer to find a 5th goal that would send them 6th. Is it on here through Sienna Saveska? Back onto the left again. Players get in the road and then the angle opens up. She gets just too far underneath it. And is only able to find that netting behind the goals, not the one she was looking for. Ball in behind. Lara Smith, the second half substitute, gets there first. And Bullich, dependable defender, marshals her towards the line and then ensures it goes out for a goal kick. Another ball in behind. Jasmine Miller in on goal. Is this it? Is this the moment? It is. Victory have their 5th. Jasmine Miller, frustrated for so long, gets that breakthrough goal. And Melbourne Victory on the live ladder do move into the playoff places. A healthy swelling of their goal difference today. And coach Santi Escudero's side capping off a successful day at the office with a 5th goal. The score here at the home of the Matildas. Melbourne Victory 5, the Bentleigh Greens 0. With 50 seconds of regulation remaining on the scoreboard, plus whatever added time is deemed necessary. The 4th official has the board up, so we'll find out soon enough. Flicks it on for Miller. Could she get two in basically 2 minutes? Stocheski across. Shut any thoughts of that down. As the fourth official approaches the halfway line. To reveal 60 seconds of time will be added on to the end of this contest. Time that will commence with Sienna Silvestre getting across to whip in another corner. So Victory up 5-0. Looking for a sixth to cap off their afternoon here in Bandura. High ball towards the top of the 6-yard box for Abbas, I think it was, with a defensive touch. Ali with the subsequent one to see it away. Silvestre goes back to collect it. Bouncing ball cleared away at the top of the box by Felicity Georgopoulos. The Greens have time to maybe try to transition out and get a late goal. Consolation. They'll have a throw in. No, they'll have a free kick. Felicity Georgopoulos standing over it. Boots it forward. See it straight back, and that is how proceedings will end here in Melbourne's Inner North. A successful day out for Melbourne Victory, claiming the 3 points, claiming the boost to their goal difference that moves them into the top 6, and with 3 wins in the space of a week, Coach Santi Escudero's side is beginning to build up a bit of momentum in their debut Senol NPL Women's Victoria campaign. For the Bentleigh Greens, their hunt for a first point this campaign rolls on and mentions their next opportunity to do so away to the Preston Lions next week. This Melbourne Victory side will face off with Alamein, both of the teams away from home. My name is Joe Lynch. Thank you ever so much for your company today on the NPL Victoria YouTube page. Reminder, you can catch every game of the Senol NPL Women's Victoria season, every game of the Senol NPL Men's Victoria season, Nike FC Cup fixtures, Doherty Cup fixtures, extra bonuses here and there, all on that page. Make sure you subscribe, to be a friend, tell a friend, get them subscribed as well. But for now, though, from the home of the Matildas here in Bandura, it has ended. Melbourne Victory 5, the Bentleigh Greens 0. Thanks and success.